Hey, 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 happy day. Pajama Gramma, Horne-Ellstrom here with the next secret from Expert Secrets, Coaching and Masterclass. Today we're starting on the cause. How to do with your attractive character. How are you coming along with your attractive character? See, I'm still rocking mine. I'm continuing to work and develop my attractive character. And it's a work in progress. We don't necessarily figure out who our attractive character is immediately. And just like everything else in life, it's going to change and grow and evolve as we change and grow and evolve and become better at what it is we're trying to help people with, what it is that we're an expert in. And we need to make sure that our attractive character is appropriate to the ideal customer or ideal client that we want to work with, the people we want to serve, the people that we're here to help change their life. So, the cause. What the heck is the cause? Well, it's one of the three main parts of creating a mass movement. Remember, there's the charismatic leader, the attractive character. We just spent several days on that. Hopefully, you've got at least a really good framework and idea for how you want to start with your attractive character and develop your attractive character. And now we're moving into the second main piece of that, which is the cause, the future-based cause. And then, of course, after this, after we spend a couple of days on that, we will go into the new opportunity. These three things make up the mass movement. On page 30, there's another copy of that diagram, just for the big picture overview of what we're doing with the first three secrets of the Expert Secrets book. So the cause, future-based cause. What does that mean and why is it important? Well, Russell gives several examples in the book. Actually, this chapter starts on page 29, and we are only going to talk about today as part 1 through page 40. So that's only 11 pages. We can do 11 pages, even if you haven't gotten your book yet, which I know people are getting their books. I've seen online that people are receiving their books. You should be able to still catch up. And if you're doing the exercises every day, it won't be a problem at all. Because we can all, like I said, if I can read it with my magnifying glass, if I can read 11 pages with my magnifying glass in a few minutes, then y'all can read your book or listen to the audio book in definitely a few minutes. So the future-based cause. Why is a future-based cause important? Well, like I said, Russ gives really good examples in the book from several sources, but he references the book by Eric Hoffer called The True Believer, and he says, fear of the future causes us to lean against and cling to the present, while faith in the future renders us perceptive to change. So basically, if you're afraid, it keeps you stuck living in the moment. Boy, is that true. Think of examples in your life. When you're afraid to do something or afraid to grow, don't you find all kinds of ways to procrastinate or put things off? Guilty as charged. I know I sure do that. And I think most of us human beings do. When we're afraid of the future or we're anticipating that it's not going to be better than what we're doing right now, or if it's scarier than what we're doing right now, we stay planted, firmly planted right where we are. I might be doing that in my personal life with my home right now. I know I need to move. I want to move. I just keep telling myself it's going to be so much work, I don't want to do it. And I put it off and put it off and put it off, and I stay planted. But I know I want to move. So there is an example, a prime example of how we do that. Now, I really know the future is going to be better, and I'm going to have a cooler place to live, and it'll be a lot more organized and less cluttered, because I'll get rid of, 25, 30 years of stuff that I accumulated that I don't need anymore. But sometimes that task just seems overwhelming. Now, if I paint a bright picture of my future in my new home without the clutter, with the freedom to think and grow and be and do and travel and do whatever I want, well, then I start to get excited about the process of moving and about the future. And so our job as the leader, as a charismatic leader, the attractive character, is to create that for the people that we're trying to help, that we're trying to work with, that we're trying to move on up the mountain with us, because really we're all about getting people to transform. We're getting them to learn from the expertise that we have, and the expertise is to help them to transform or change in some area of their life. So again, if we want to not be stuck, we have to focus on the future. Rebellions are based on hope is a quote from one of the new Star Wars movies. I think it's Rogue One. And I have seen it. I've seen it twice, actually. I was house sitting my sister's house, and I watched it twice. They had it recorded on whatever service it is that they record TV shows on. I'm not a big TV or watcher, so I don't know what it's called. But it works pretty well for me. But I did see the whole rebellions are based on hope. If people don't have hope for their future, they don't do anything. This is really huge with the people that I'm working with, the people that have chronic pain and chronic illness. So many of them have lost hope. And I know that one of my main jobs and reasons and purposes for being and working on this is to reinstall hope for their future in the groups of people that I'm working with and in the people that I'm working with. Because hope has been such a huge thing. They've been, lied to and brainwashed into believing that they have no hope, that there's nothing that can be done for them, and nothing could be further from the truth. It is such a big lie. But, I fell victim to that for about 3.5 years. I didn't think I had hope for the future. I didn't believe that there was anything else possible, and I needed to overcome that and then climb that mountain of realizing that our world and life is full of infinite possibilities. We just have to know that to be true and show other people the way in whatever it is that we're teaching them. So he gives the example of politics, and politics is a great example. I mean, it's a bad example. It's in my opinion, it's a bad example because I'm not very political, and I choose that on purpose because I think politics is a really bad game meant to control people, and not in a good way. But that, again, is just my opinion. But politics, all of the politicians that win run on a future-based cause. The winners and their ability to win is based on, historically, their ability to create a vision of the future that more people are attracted to. And he gives a really good examples of the presidential campaign. You can go ahead and read those yourself. And with respect to that and the future-based cause, too, he gives the example of how he came up with and how they at ClickFunnels came up with the One Funnel Away story, the One Funnel Away slogan. And he had started writing and preparing for one of the funnel hacking live events, which is the live event that ClickFunnels puts on every year for their funnel hackers, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And he was trying to think of a sales headline. And he remembered that he had learned from Gary Halbert that you're just one sales letter away from being rich or something. And so he started with One Funnel Away and tried to add a bunch of different things to the end of that, realizing that he was just not speaking to everyone, narrowing his focus, and that if he just said, hey, you're one funnel away, ... that leaves it open for all of us to interpret and put in what it is that we want in our future that we can get by using a funnel. What do you want? What do your people want in their future? And how can you find a way of saying that and conveying that to them that appeals directly to them, but still leaves it open enough for them to determine what their end result is. And by this I mean, when I think of, for example, the people I'm working with chronic pain, some of them just want to be able to live a normal life. Some of them just want to be able to walk around and take care of themselves. Others want to be good parents or good mothers and fathers to their children because they've got young children. Others want to be able to go out and work and make a living. Others want to make a contribution. They want to create something bigger than themselves to share with the world. Just like all of us human beings, we're all motivated by different things. Some want to make more money because they're sick of struggling and having to go to doctor appointments and stuff. Some just want to feel better. So all my people with chronic pain have a different motivating factor or a different reason for wanting to kill their chronic pain. So I need to figure out what is my way of reaching them and something that they can look forward to that will motivate them to want to be a part of my movement, my mass movement. And you need to do the same thing for your mass movement, your area of expertise. What is, and it's sort of like a slogan. I guess it is, I would call it a slogan. I don't know that Russell calls it a slogan, but it's kind of a slogan or a mantra or a motto that people can get behind and understand what the future-based cause you're creating or offering them is. I don't know what mine is yet. It's definitely not, you're not one chronic pain away. You're not one health treatment away. I have to think on that. And so that's my homework, is to come up with what is that, because once you hit on that and you know what that is, you use it in all your communications, and it becomes so much more powerful because it's something that all of your people can rally around and relate to. Which leads us to the next topic in this, creating your cause, and that's the whole subject of the 4-minute mile and how powerful that is. We're all trying to take our people up the mountain through some sort of a transition, and there's some goal or pinnacle of success that they aspire to, that we aspire to. And for Russell and for a lot of people, not for Russell, but it was the 4-minute mile. Remember, before, I think it was 1954, Roger Bannister actually ran a 4-minute mile. Prior to that, everyone in the universe thought it was impossible. They didn't think it was possible to run a 4-minute mile. And once Roger broke that record, all of a sudden, I think it was like 40-some people in the next year or something broke that record. But it became very easy because Roger showed people that it was possible. And once people see that something is possible, it opens up the possibility for them because we believe that it's possible. So Russell and the gang created the 2 Comma Club Award for ClickFunnels. So anybody that makes $1 million in a funnel receives this gold plaque, like a gold record award called the 2 Comma Club Award. And that gives all of us in the ClickFunnels community, or all of us funnel hackers, something to aspire to. It gives us something to work toward, a goal to work toward. And we get to see the hundreds of people that have already succeeded in achieving the 2 Comma Club Award. We get to see all of the people that have already made $1 million with a funnel. And now we know that we're just one funnel away from our own $1 million funnel. It's possible for this wide variety and people from all different walks of life to achieve. Therefore, it's possible for me. If I believe and know and see it's possible for me, then I think differently. And when I think differently, I act differently. And that is how we achieve anything in life. So we want to think about, what is the 4-minute mile for our people? Again, here's one I'm still thinking about and working on because I don't have it nailed down yet. Because just like Russell, the reason people in my group want to kill their chronic pain, it's different for everybody. So how do I quantify and create some kind of an award or goal for people to aspire to that has to do with killing their chronic pain or achieving perfect health? And maybe it's a time-based thing. Maybe it's your, pain, you're not pain-free because, I still have pain, but I live my life without dealing with it. So maybe it's something like that, something like a time-based thing versus it's definitely not a dollar quantifiable thing or award, but I need to work on that. And that's what you need to work on too. What is it for your group of people? Depending on what you're offering, what area of expertise you've got, it's going to be different for each of us. So that is the second thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to do for a homework assignment and figure out, is what is the 4-minute mile for my people, and how can I reward them for breaking that 4-minute mile. Now, at first, it's probably going to be something that you've already done, something you've already achieved. So, for example, me, I was able to kill my chronic pain in less than a month. That's pretty cool, but that's not going to work for everybody, and that's not going to motivate everybody. But something around being able to make a massive change in your pain in a short period of time. Again, I'm still just talking off the top of my head. I don't know what that is. But it's got to be something that you've already done at first. So, for example, Russell didn't create the 2 Comma Club Award for $1 million in a funnel until after he had, of course, created $1 million in a funnel. If he hadn't done it, it wouldn't work. You got to have actually done it before you can make it, set yourself up as the example. And then once he did it and proved he had done it and created the award, all of a sudden hundreds and hundreds of people have been doing it. I think they're doing like 1 or more a day. People are breaking the 2 Comma Club and getting the 2 Comma Club Award. So now he's had to create, at the last Funnel Hacking Live event, he created the 2 Comma Club X Award, which is $10 million in a funnel. And now I think 18 or 19 people at the event had already gotten that. I'm sure it's probably 20-something by now, if not more. And by next Funnel Hacking Live, there'll be a $100 million funnel event because there's already people that are breaking that. So how cool is that? pretty exciting. Now, if they can do it, obviously that shows us and me that I can do it, so what the heck? That's just an aside. So what is like that for your group of people, for your niche, for your tribe? For my chronic pain people, yeah, I got to work on that. I've got a big assignment today. I don't know what that is yet for them. And so I have to look around and try to figure out what is it that I've done that I know they can do too. Well, I know they can take their life back, but how do you define and quantify taking your life back and taking a stand for taking your life back? And then the third thing that I want us to do in this particular lesson, part 1 of the cause, is think about how people can self-identify with your cause or your movement. People have got to be able to self-identify. They have to be able to say, I'm a blank, I blank. So, for example, I've toyed around with the idea of painkillers with a Z, and people can say, I'm a painkiller, or I'm a killer. I'm not sure I'm a killer is exactly the tribe I want to create, but maybe it is. I don't know. I take some feedback on that if y'all have it. I'm a painkillers. We're painkillers. I kill pain. I don't know. It needs work, right? They all need work. But that's what we want to do. We need to think of something that our tribe, our people, striving toward the top of that mountain with us to achieve that 4-minute mile, whatever that is for us, can say, I am this. I am doing this to achieve that milestone or that award. So, again, the example that Russell gives in the book is, I'm a funnel hacker. I build funnels. And those, again, were T-shirt slogans, and they're actually on T-shirts. I have both of them that people can relate to in the funnel hacking community, in the ClickFunnels culture, because it is a culture. I will admit, I drink the Kool-Aid. I am so part of that culture, and I love it. I love being part of the culture. And, you know, if you can do that around a software program, because let's be honest, ClickFunnels is just a software program that helps us identify and define our sales processes and do them online more clearly, faster, and easier than we ever dreamt possible. At least that's what it does for me. But, I mean, sales processes have been around since the beginning of time in the cavemen. We're all salesmen. We're all salespeople, and there's always been sales processes. But this is just a cool way of identifying it. And to build a culture around a software program is absolutely brilliant. And if you can build a culture and a movement and a mass movement around a software program, which is an app, then we can certainly build it around anything, any of our causes. So Lady Boss is another good example that he gives in the book. And if you're not following Kaylin Poolin's stuff, I recommend that you do, because she does such a great job of implementing the things that Russell teaches her. She's been in the inner circle. I think they've been in there 3 years now. And it's really fun to watch and follow them. Model what works. Model people's behavior that works. Here's people that are in the 10X Club and killing it with a low-priced offer. They're not selling a webinar, a $9.97 webinar like we're learning about how to do in the Expert Secrets book. I think their original product was like a $27 offer, something like that. I forget. I've been watching them for so long. But they do a terrific job of all of this. The language, the speaking in the customer's voice, letting the tribe, building the tribe. I mean, I think they've had over 1.5 million women. And I know she's got, I don't know how many on her page anymore. I'm going to have to go look. I haven't been looking. I don't look at the details. I just notice what she's doing. And I notice that she's really active again right now online, at least on my feed. She just did another webinar, and she did a box giveaway. So she's doing a lot more, at least on Facebook and social media. I know she's bigger on other social medias, but I don't really watch other ones because there's only one of me and only so much time to watch different things. But I would say watch what she does, watch what Russell does, because it's brilliant. And if you watch what Russell does, and then you watch what she does, she's implementing right behind Russell what Russell does. And there's a lot of people that are getting smart and doing that too. So let's all do that. Let's do what Russell says, and that's what Kaylin says. And let's watch and do what they do, because action takers run the world, people. So we want to be action takers. So today, a little bit of a tough assignment because I still don't have it done, and I've been working on it. This is my I don't know, third time around with it. But this is my first time around with chronic pain. So I can use that as my out because I haven't done chronic pain before with this. But we're going to identify our future-based cause. What are we giving people hope for in the future? We're going to come up with then a line or a way of describing that people can relate to and get behind. We're going to come up with our 4-minute mile. What is it that they're aspiring to do that they don't believe is possible for them, but that other people, including you, have already done? And we're going to come up with something that they can self-identify with. You know, I was thinking about that. Russell invented funnel hackers, or he made that up for his tribe, and they adopted it. We can offer it up and see what our followers relate to and take. Kaylin Poulin, they were tool-time trainer, which people couldn't relate to. They loved her as a charismatic leader and a character, but they couldn't identify with her, and she couldn't get a mass movement going until she changed her, and they changed their whole business to Lady Boss Weight Loss. And that is something people can get behind. They can say, I'm a lady boss, and get all excited about it. You can say, I'm a funnel hacker, and get all excited about it. So what can they say about you and your cause? I'm a blank, and be really excited about it and relate to it and see that it is moving them toward the future of what they want. So maybe right now they're not a lady boss. They're like 50 pounds overweight, and they have no energy, and they're not super excited. But as soon as they join her program, she immediately indoctrinates them into the I'm a lady boss thinking, and faster than ever, number one, they get hope immediately. Number two, they start to change their identity immediately, and they start to relate to what a lady boss is and what it stands for. So how can you create that for your tribe? That's it for today because I've been talking long enough, and you need to get to your homework. I will see you again tomorrow with the next phase of the cause. It's really important that you do this first phase because the next phase, the next part builds on it. Bye. See you tomorrow.